Greetings, redheads. Thank you for joining me in another episode of your favorite show, the one, the only Red's View. Of course, I am your gracious host, Jay Red. Before I begin this video, do me a favor, make sure that you look at the bottom right here, subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/RedsView. Again, that's youtube.com/RedsView. Also, hit that like button, or the dislike button. It is all good as long as we get some traction. In order for these videos to get more likes, more views, more exposure, we need you at home, on your phone, wherever you are, on the toilet, on your laptop, wherever. Hit that like button. It's free 99 to hit that like button, or you can hit the dislike button. Like I said, it's all good. And if you really want the show to spread, hit that share button. If you're watching this on Facebook, hit the share button. And if you're watching this on Twitter, make sure you retweet this. All right. Now, man, we got some stuff to discuss. Usually I go on live on Tuesdays at 8:30, but today had to make an exception because this Diddy stuff is real hot, and we got to talk about it and break it down, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. I know that I did. Got a chance to go to the Black Disruptors Summit. That was a nice little business summit that they had here in Atlanta. Matter of fact, was the Black Enterprise. Shout out to the Black Enterprise Disruptor Summit. It was real fun, man. It was real fun. Me and CJ went out there. Went Saturday, had a pretty good time. Saw Cameron, got a chance to see Cameron talk about his story and everything like that. So it was real fun. It was real fun. All right, man. So let's go ahead and get into the topic, the hottest topic out right now. That's the reason I had to make this video and go a day early, because I had to get this off my chest and talk about what I've been seeing. All right. So over the past 3 days, I want to say, on Friday, there was footage released by CNN. Footage midday was released by CNN of Diddy assaulting Cassie. And it's no allegedly, ladies and gentlemen. That was Diddy assaulting Cassie. It was a very gruesome video. It was a heinous act. It made my stomach turn watching it. Like, I mean, my stomach turned watching it. Like, it was gut wrenching, man. Like, it was disgusting. It was filthy. Anything you can name, that's what it was. It looked like a real life horror film. That shit looked like he looked like a Tyler Perry villain. It was real bad, man. It was real bad. But what I will say about this is that Diddy's career as we knew it is over. Diddy's career as we knew it is over. Now, this is the thing, man. We've known or have heard about so many rumors about Diddy doing people wrong business-wise, Diddy having crazy sex parties. This has been going on since the 90s. I always heard about it, but everything in that lawsuit that Cassie described, especially this particular situation, we saw it unfold right in front of our eyes. So I'm going to start this video off by telling you how terrible this was. And then I'm going to get to the topic of discussion of what I want to talk about as to why is all this happening? Why is all this happening? So yes, Diddy is a piece of trash for what he did to Cassie. I want to say, I keep saying Cassie 10 years ago. Now this footage was back from 2016. So that's damn near a decade ago. 2016, you know, they were at this hotel. Now, allegedly, Diddy rented out some of the floors, I want to say. That's why I guess he felt so free to run around and hit and assault Cassie and stomp on her. And this is, I'm not going to show the video. You can see it. I'm not going to show it just because I don't want my channel to get flagged and nothing like that, which I don't think it is, but I just don't want that on my channel. You know, I'll talk about it, but in the video, you see him running out of the room. You see her with a black hoodie on, looks like covered up, and I don't know if she didn't have any shoes on, but she was headed to the elevator. Diddy walks out, looks like he just stepped out the shower. All he had was socks on and a towel wrapped around his waist. Goes and yanks Cassie, throws her to the ground, and what made my stomach turn is when he started stomping her. He kicked her, literally looked like a field goal kick. I'm not bullshitting. Kicked her, stomped her, and dragged her. And later she went And he grabbed the bags, he left, and then later she went to back to the elevators to try to escape, I guess. And he went, hounded her down, lifted her up, and then threw a vase at her. So it was pretty disgusting, man. So on all levels, man, I'm not for domestic violence. I'm not for a man putting his hands on a woman, just like I'm not okay with a woman putting hands on a man. Never. I don't think that because a man is strong and you shouldn't be putting your hands on a woman, man. Like if it's that serious, you walk away. You walk away. And we see examples of toxic relationships all the time. You know, people in your family who's been going through this stuff, but it's not cool. It's not cool. And it's pathetic, man. It's pathetic to see what he did to her in that video. It was like, it's just like every type of villain you could think about. It looked monstrous, man. Like it looked terrible. So there's no way somebody could defend it, because I saw some goofy clowns talking about, well, what happened before, what transpired before that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happened before that, because if you feel like you have to do all that to a woman, and I'm old school, man, I don't believe in putting my hands on no woman, man. Like, I am not even gonna be in a situation like that to where I would feel like I would need to. Like, it's no excuse for that. So, any ladies, if there's any man that you're around and he's defending Diddy and his actions for what he did, no matter what happened beforehand, because I saw allegedly she was stealing some money from him, like $100,000 worth of jewelry, something like that. I'm not exactly sure. Nothing justifies that at all. I'm talking about the man had her on the ground. She was defenseless, and he kicked her, stomped her. Like what? And she's how much does she weigh? Like 105 pounds, 105 pounds, 115 pounds. And Diddy isn't a small guy either. I mean, he's not gigantic, but I think Diddy's like what, 5'10, 5'11, kind of stocky a little bit. So no, man, like it's no way to justify that. And everything that Cassie said about that particular situation was true. She described it. And I remember, thank you for that like. Thank you for the like. Anybody watching on Facebook, hit that like button. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button. But everything she stated, because I read some of the lawsuit, and she described that incident. She said that Diddy was intoxicated. He didn't look intoxicated though in that one, but because he looked like he knew what he was doing. But she said that he had gave her a black eye before that transpired. She ran out the hotel, or tried to run out the hotel room, and everything she described, man, everything she described. And Diddy actually issued an apology. He issued an apology, and I will play the apology, but let me share my screen first to make sure I get that up. This was his apology that he released. Was it yesterday? Was it yesterday or Saturday? I forgot. I think it was yesterday. But this is the video. No, I think it was Saturday when he released this. I could be wrong. No, it may have been yesterday, but listen to this.
On the darkest times in your life.
Let me start it over. It was yesterday, actually. Yeah, I'm tripping, y'all. Forgive me. But watch this apology.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, and go into rehab. I had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Okay. What did y'all think about that apology? What did y'all think about the apology? Now, this is the thing. On the surface level, he wants to come out and apologize. No problem with that at all. He wants to come out and save face. Hey, man, what can you expect for somebody of his stature to do? However, we all know the general public can go ahead and say to a general consensus that that's BS. That's BS. And I'm not saying that he isn't genuine. This man could be genuine. That could have been a genuine response. He could truly be sorry. He could have went and sought the medical help that he needed, the mental health that he needed, rehab, getting himself together. He could have did all of that. Let's just say, for instance, like Diddy is truly sorry. He realized he did a heinous act, and he's not asking for forgiveness, but he just wants to say he's sorry. He's sorry to the public for us seeing him there. Let's just say he really is, right? Okay. I don't even think that is the issue that I have with it, because I didn't have an issue with the apology itself. Want to know what I had an issue with? I had an issue with him denying the allegations. That's the problem. See, this whole time for the past couple of months, because I think this all started in like either November or December when all these allegations about Diddy came out. Ever since then, he's denied all of the allegations that Cassie made towards him, that Lil Rod made towards him, the other females made towards him. He's been denying everything. So the fact that you denied it, just released the other day on your Instagram that the truth will come to the light, all of this stuff, that leaves that apology looking like BS and null and void. See, that's my issue with it. See, had Diddy owned up to it, had he not said anything, like let's just say he remained silent through this whole thing, right? And then all of a sudden, this video drops, the footage drops, and Diddy just says, "Hey y'all, I'm sorry." That is way more believable than the stuff that he's doing right now, because he literally denied it. He denied it. That's my biggest gripe with it. See, you can't lie and then expect us to believe any word that you have to say about this. And the reason that you apologize is for sympathy. We didn't know that you were in rehab. And I'm not saying that Diddy had to come out and say that he was in rehab. We wouldn't even have known this video had dropped. Like, we wouldn't even have known this video existed, right? These were all allegations. And even before this was 2016, damn near a decade ago. So we wouldn't have known anything. Now, we do know that Diddy kind of tried to change up his image a few years ago with the whole love thing, the brother love thing. So this kind of makes sense a little bit. But at the end of the day, you lied to us, Diddy. And now with this apology video, who are you apologizing to? Are you apologizing the fact that you got caught? Because you denied everything beforehand. So that's my biggest gripe with it. Like if he wouldn't have said anything, if he would have remained silent, not popping off on Instagram or anything like that, and said, "Look, y'all, everything he literally said in that video, I was messed up. It was a lot going on, and I'm truly sorry." That's way more believable than what transpired now, because you lied to us and denied all the allegations. That just ain't gonna work. That, as my grandma used to say, that dog ain't gonna hunt. So how do you expect people to feed into you and believe you? So it looks like BS. Did y'all see Desi Banks? Desi Banks had a parody video of that, and he was reading. It looked like he was saying, "I'm sincere, I'm sorry," and then on the other side of the camera, it had somebody with a teleprompter telling him to read the stuff off. It kind of gave you the Will Smith apology vibe. You're not true. It didn't feel like you're truly sorry. You're truly sorry that the public has the public seen it. That's what Diddy. Because my thing is, would Diddy have ever came out and said this beforehand, right? Letting us know he's got issues, problems, and everything like that. No, you wait till it comes out and be like, "Yeah, y'all. Yeah, no, that ain't me. No, he didn't even say that ain't me. He's just like, no, everything is not true. That's not true. All these allegations are false." And then boom, it comes out, be like, "You look, y'all, man, I was messed up, and I'm truly sorry. I'm truly sorry." So like we ain't buying that apology, man. Let me know in the comments what you feel about that apology. Do you feel like he was genuinely sincere, or do you think that this was just to save face for the little bit of sympathy that you could get from the Christian community and just everybody, you take that route. I don't know if his publicist told him to make that video, but it felt like he did it for himself. It was a selfish act to apologize. And I'm not blaming, because anybody can apologize, right? But the way that it came off, I think that if Diddy would have never denied these allegations, we wouldn't be feeling the way that we feel now. But his career is done. His image is tarnished. And I'll get to that later. But the image is tarnished from future deals. I already saw the mayor of New York is considering to take the key of New York City away from, you get the keys to the city. That will be the first time in history that somebody had the keys to New York and then they got them taken back, got them revoked. That's crazy, but you can expect more to come from this. Shout out to Trio 301. You said he said recently. That's what you said, recently. But yeah, man, this it's not gonna fly, and everything here on out, like endorsements that Diddy had, businesses that he had, that's known, publicly known, right? I'm talking about Bad Boy as a staff record label and as a mother crew. All that's a wrap. Any artist that collaborates with Diddy is going to be looked at as crazy because of this situation. Now, Chris Brown had similar thing that happened to him, except we didn't see a video, but we did see the aftermath of what happened with Rihanna. We did see that. So some people are comparing it. Well, if y'all forgave Chris Brown, you should forgive Diddy. It's people to this day that still have not forgiven Chris Brown. Chris Brown, what he did to Rihanna haunted his career forever. Now, he was able to still be successful, right? But it did haunt his career forever. You said he said recently it's all lies, people trying to get money out of him. Now just look, yep, exactly. He said that this was a money grab. And people just wanted to get money from him and assassinate his character, but the truth will come to the light. Well, the truth did come. And this is just what we see now. Cassie described a lot of stuff about sex trafficking, a lot of stuff in that lawsuit. So you gotta imagine, like, a lot of people who even were on Diddy's side saying that this could be a money grab, all them looking like Boo Boo the Fool now, because it's looking like, okay, how can I even defend you or believe that you didn't do some of this stuff that you're saying that you didn't do when you lied to us about this? And look what happened. Is there more footage out there? Because some's telling me it's way more than just that footage, because Diddy walking around freely like he did with a towel on and knowing that he's in a public place, hotel, regardless if he rented out the rooms or not, he knows that his security cameras there. For him to freely walk around, literally punt kicking his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend back then at the time. You mean to tell me he wouldn't have done this anywhere else? Oh, this is just the beginning. Lord knows what else is going to leak. And you said, as far as Chris Brown, it took a second to get his career back on track. I mean, it did, but this is the thing with Chris Brown. He leaned on the hip hop community. He leaned on R. Kelly did that too, but Chris Brown leaned towards the hip hop community since he was kicked out of the pop crowd. And in the urban community, we embraced Chris Brown as long as he made good music. He came out, he said he was sorry, apologized, and then I don't think he went to jail, but I think he had to take anger management, whatever it is, right? He paid his debt to society, so it's like, okay, let's move on. Now, people still to this day will talk shit about him, but at least he said he was sorry, whatever, and he moved on. But with this Diddy thing, man, like, it's a wrap. And the thing is, I'm not taking away anything that Diddy has done for hip hop, because without Diddy, hip hop would not have taken it this far. Whoever knows hip hop would go this far, what Biggie's saying, Diddy is responsible for the commercialization of hip hop. A lot of responsible for that. I'm not trying to shit on his legacy. Now, he shitted on his legacy, but you can't take away what he contributed to the game. So he will always be known and respected for what he did for the culture. However, with the personal life that he has and all the stuff that he's done to Cassie, and Lord knows who else. We can't co-sign that or get behind that, you know. So, you know, now Trio, what did you think of the apology? What did you think of the apology? And y'all let me know in the comments what everybody else thought of the apology as well. But you know, we just can't ride with that, man. And I know it's easier said than done, but for the people, for the women especially who get abused, beaten on, sexually assaulted, and everything like that, man, go seek some help. Let somebody know. I know, like I said, it's easier said than done, but we got to get people like Diddy. We can't let that happen, man. We can't let it happen. And for I'm gonna get into that in a minute. I'm about to say, for all you folks who sat around like the security guards and knew about it. See, yeah, let me go ahead and get on that, man. Like, what's the security guard's name? Gene Deal or something like that. He's over here doubling down, like, yeah, I know that Diddy was assaulting Cassie and all this. Man, you a piece of shit. I'm gonna just keep it a buck, because you were around anybody who was around that, and now you want to speak up about it. That's whack, man. That's lame. And you're just as guilty as Diddy is. Because why didn't you seek help? Why didn't you step in and stop it? But now you want to come out and talk about it. But yeah, I'm gonna get on to that in a minute. But yeah, so now that we got Diddy being a piece of trash out the way, Diddy messing up his legacy. Now that we got that out the way, I had to get that out. We're going to talk about why. Why? Let's go to the other side on why this happened. Why, out of nowhere, on a Friday afternoon, CNN drops a video of Diddy assaulting Cassie from 10 years, almost 10 years ago, 2016. That was my question. It's okay to ask questions, because it's always a rhyme or reason. It's always something that goes with this. So the real question is why? Why is this happening? Well, ladies and gentlemen, J Red has his own theories, just like a bunch of other people. I don't think this is by accident, because for one, Diddy can't be arrested for this. The LAPD already sent out a statement saying, hey, this is past statutes of limitations. So we can't prosecute him. We can't charge him with anything. For one, Cassie never reported it. And I mean, that's the big reason she never reported it from back then. And so you're asking the question of why? Why is this happening? Let me share my screen with you as to why I feel like Diddy is getting this happening. All this stuff is happening to him right now. So Sean Diddy Combs drops lawsuit against Ciroc Vodka parent company after accusing them of racism. The 54-year-old rapper previously accused Diego, or am I saying it right? Diageo or Diego, whatever. I'm gonna just say Diego, of neglecting Ciroc vodka and De Leon tequila. All right. Now, a lot of people didn't know about this. And it, you know, Diego says deny the allegations in the lawsuit after it was filed last summer. But from my understanding, Diddy won this, if I'm not mistaken. But this all happened, and when was this? This was January 19th, 2024, this year. Let me see. What else? Was this another one? Hold on. It says they settle withdraw lawsuits in the case of the Q. Okay. All right. No. So this is just a report that it came out in January, right? But Diddy actually sued them, and then they dropped the lawsuit because they came to a settlement. So Diddy won that pretty much, right? So from my understanding, those are some top dogs. Those are some big dogs. And when you mess with them off of the racism and all the other stuff, they're like, oh, we finna put this Negro in his place. That's what seems like it happened, because this happened last year. So all of a sudden, once Diddy settles, they come up with a settlement, and he had the audacity to go after them, which probably was rightfully so. You know, now all of this other stuff is happening. Now you're seeing the Cassie lawsuits come up and all this other stuff. So it's like, come on, man. Why else? I could see if they were really trying to prosecute Diddy, or they brought this up for him to be arrested. But this is just random. Let me tell you this, man. This video was dropped. They released this video to ruin Diddy's image. That's the whole reason that this video dropped when you think about it. I mean, it's clear as day. Ain't even nothing to think about, because what other reason would it be if he can't be charged for it? Because this isn't about justice. This isn't about justice for Cassie, because for one, how in the hell did the hotel have this footage the whole time? And they allegedly let Diddy buy that from them, $50,000. That's what Cassie said in that lawsuit, that allegedly Diddy paid them $50,000 to obtain the video. Now, of course, what I think happened was he paid them off, and then they kept a copy of the video. Some people are saying that the feds raided his house. He still had a copy of the video, and then they confiscated it and put it out. Now, that don't even sound accurate. Why would Diddy? I'm quite sure he had that video and probably burned it or something like that. But Diddy, being power hungry and everything like that, ego tripping, really thought that that hotel was going to get rid of that, because this is a decade ago. So what other reason would they have to drop this? They dropped this to mess up this man's image. That's what it's about. Now, forget all, like, I'm not saying forget it, but despite him being a piece of trash, him putting his hands on women and all this other stuff, you got to look at why did this happen, because a lot of people are stuck on him doing the act, you know, but why now? That's what I started looking. I'm like, okay, well, what's the purpose of it? Like, especially if he can't be prosecuted, if he can't be charged, arrested, or anything like that. I kept wondering, like, what is the reason? And that right there, I feel like is the reason. They're trying to do get back with Diddy. What better way to get back at somebody than to ruin their image? Now, this is the thing. Diddy is still rich. Lord knows, like, maybe he has some companies we don't know about. He could have some franchises. Maybe he owns like 1,500 Popeyes chickens or something like that. I don't know. But I can tell you that this right here, this is all we needed to see. This is all people needed to see to stop supporting this man financially. When you're talking about, now he doesn't have Ciroc anymore, but any type of product he has, people will sway from wanting to buy it. Any type of business he has, people want to back away from doing business with him, because come on, man, you're doing it with an abuser. It's just not a good look. So, I mean, it's quite evident to me they're trying to break his empire down, and they're successful with it. Because why else would it? And this is another thing. How did the hotel hold on to this footage? They seen what happened. They saw what happened with Cassie getting assaulted, but you didn't call the police. You didn't call the authorities. That's why I'm saying this is not about justice at all. This isn't about them caring about Cassie's well-being at all, because this was back in 2016. And if it's hotel security, you're supposed to report stuff like this. I guarantee you, if I'm in a hotel and I'm assaulting a woman, they're going to call the police on me if she doesn't call the police on me, because you can't do that in the public. That don't even make sense. So the hotel is just as guilty as Diddy. It's even worse that they took money to do away with the video to cover it up. See, that's what I don't respect. So, because a lot of people say, Diddy should go to jail. Diddy should go to jail. The hotel should be in trouble too. Now, I think Charlemagne and Envy, somebody said this morning that that hotel isn't there anymore, or the owners of that hotel don't own that hotel anymore. But this, again, isn't about justice for Cassie. This is all about money. This is all about money and get back, which is sad because it's at her expense, right? Her physically getting assaulted and beaten, you know, and allegedly sex trafficked and all that other stuff. It just makes you wonder, like, what is this really about? But that's what I think it's about, man. Like, you can't tell me otherwise, because you take $50,000 in cash to do it. Well, you're just as guilty as Diddy. Just as guilty as Diddy. But yeah, I think that somebody kept a copy of that just in case, you know, something happened. And those people, because you never know, man. People, especially in Diddy's in his caliber, right? Anything you do, you best believe this is a lesson that people hold on to it. Now, of course, it could be for a regular person too, because on social media, right, you could have something like tweets from like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and they could dig up old tweets. Anything these celebrities do, they got surveillance on them everywhere. This is just one of the incidents that happened. Best believe Diddy ain't the only one. I bet you it's assault videos everywhere. Just like the whole Jay-Z and Solange thing. Solange was whooping the shit out of Jay-Z up in that on that hotel elevator. You know, they didn't know that was going to happen. It was going to get leaked and stuff like that, but it did. You know, they got probably paid off to give it to TMZ or whatever the case may be. And that was like one of the biggest stories that of that year that ended up with Beyonce making the Lemonade album, you know. But like I said, the hotel is just as guilty as them. Then all the people who are around Diddy, the people like Gene Deal or whatever his name is, the former bodyguard, he's coming out doing interviews now saying that Diddy is a liar and yeah, I was there and I witnessed all of it. Then why didn't you do anything? You wanted me to look at Diddy like he's evil. I'm looking at you. Why didn't you step in and alert anybody? You could have called the authorities. You could have did anything. What's the reasoning for that? Why didn't you say anything? And you know, the people who are Cassie's friend, I saw Cassie's friend came out and said something, but everybody who was around Cassie, knowing that she was in trouble, I'm looking at everybody that has something to do with it. Because obviously it wasn't just Diddy by himself. Everybody know, if you knew about it and you're speaking up about it now, that shows me that this is not about justice for that young lady. And I'm saying young lady, she's a little older than me, but it's not about her. It's really not about her. It's about get back, and it's about making this man look bad, which it is success. They're successful in doing it, but I just can't stand to see how this is all transpiring, and people are bringing up authorities and Diddy should be in jail and stuff like that. If Diddy if he was going to be in jail, it would have been 10 years ago. It would have been years ago, because Cassidy would have, I keep saying Cassidy. Cassie would have reported, and this is not victim blaming at all, because I can understand why she probably wouldn't have, right? She would have reported it. The hotel would have reported it. The bodyguard would have reported it. You see what I'm saying? Her friends, his friends, whoever saw it. This isn't about that. This is about money at the end of the day and tarnishing Diddy's image. That's what it's about. Now, this isn't in no way defending him at all, because I spent the whole first part of my video condemning him. But now I'm talking about what's the real reasoning behind all this. So yeah. But man, like I said, we don't know what else is out there. I'm quite sure more is to come if they feel like this isn't enough. And we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see. Now, one thing I did want to talk about as well is Slim Thug. Don't be mad at Slim Thug. Now, what do you mean about that, J Red? All right, let me show you this. So Slim Thug actually came out and said that he apologizes to Cassie after the Diddy assault. So he says that he owed her an apology, because at first Slim Thug had came out and said, man, you know, I'm not about to believe anybody. He was suggesting that this is a money grab from Cassie and he's not going to turn on his heroes and all this other stuff, right? But this is what he had to say recently. I think he said this on Instagram. Oh, let me try to highlight this. He said, damn, Diddy, I tried to ride with the black man who had no charges yet, but I can't stand behind this. And he said, mouth emoji. I can't stand behind this. I'll take this L. But I still ride with my people until I see some sort of proof. I don't believe in blogs or civil suits. Apologies to Cassie and whoever else was on the right side this time. All right. And one user wrote, make the apologies as loud as the disrespect. Somebody else said, you should do a video apologizing like you did blaming her. Sometimes it is best to keep your opinions to yourself, especially on matters like abuse. Third person says, sometimes it pays to sit back and keep your opinions to yourself until you have all the facts. All right, now I'm not saying that they're wrong for saying that. Like, you could sit back before you say anything, before you jump into anybody's defense, because you got to know the facts. However, on Slim Thug's part, I applaud him for apologizing. He's saying, hey man, I was wrong. I can't stand behind it, but I still will stand behind black men. Because let's keep it a buck. Everybody, you can be suspicious and you can ask questions because we've seen this happen before numerous times. When you see a black man who has a lot of money and people come after him, they tried to get Bill Cosby, illegally locked him up, and he got out, right? They tried to pin the whole thing on OJ, but OJ was found innocent. They still were trying to find him guilty or something. You always see this happening. Eddie Griffin always said this too. He says that no black man walks away scot-free in Hollywood. So this is something that we all know from how they conspire to kill our political leaders, our civil rights leaders, and how they do black men with a lot of wealth and money, So I'm not faulting Slim Thug for one, I applaud him for apologizing. And for two, all he said, well, he was doubling down on it, but it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to say, hey, I wouldn't have said that, hey, this is a money grab. You could say, is this a money grab? Could it be a money grab? I feel like he could have said it in a different way. But at the time, this is Diddy, somebody who he looked up with. And despite what anybody thinks, like I said, hip hop wouldn't have got this far without Diddy. So this is a mogul. He was like one of the first hip hop moguls, nationally known. Of course, you had Eazy-E, you had Russell Simmons, but then Diddy emerged as a certified mogul, from the Sean John clothing to the Unforgivable cologne. I used to rock that a lot. To the giving us Bad Boy records, giving us everything, right? So of course you're going to look at him as a superhero in hip hop. So if you see your superhero getting attacked, you just say, hey, I just want to see the facts before I condemn any judgment on him. Could this be a money grab? So that's okay to feel that way. But if he apologizes and say, hey, I can't stand behind this, but I'm still going to rock with my black folks, I feel him. I feel him because I had questions about it. Now, I wasn't just saying that Cassie was a liar, none of that. I wasn't one of them. All I said was I'm just questioning this situation just to see, because we've seen this happen before, to where a black person has a lot of money, and you see all of a sudden these lawsuits come out of nowhere, and we see how Hollywood and the music industry does our black people, not even just black men, black women as well. So yeah, I'm not mad at Slim Thug for that, And how are we supposed to know? How are we supposed to know? Because a lot of people are saying, hey, well, you shouldn't have to have proof in order to believe the victim. True. But at the same time, if somebody, put yourself in those shoes, right? If somebody comes and says that you robbed a store and you wouldn't even hurt a fly, and all of a sudden a lot of people say, oh, I believe J Red robbed that store, I'm gonna be looking like, what? Y'all know me. I wouldn't even do that. So I would want people who know me and who are familiar with me, or who are my friends, my loved ones, to defend me, because I wouldn't do nothing like that. So if anybody says, I don't believe J Red did that, but until I see proof, you can't be mad at them, because sometimes you do need proof in order to sway your decision. A lot of us didn't know what it was, but yeah, the footage came out and we see it and we just, oh, damn, Diddy's a piece of shit. Okay. But you can't just say anytime somebody says something, hey, I'm going to believe him automatically, because what if the person is lying? Figuratively speaking, what if? Right now, everybody who felt like this was proven wrong, and it is what it is. That's why he issued an apology. But like I said, I would have just said it differently. Like I said, I was just on some, okay, this could all be true, and if Diddy did do this, then he deserves whatever's coming to him. But if he didn't do it, I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon of blaming him, dogpiling, bashing him in the media just like everybody else does. So you shouldn't be mad at Slim Thug. That's how I feel about it. It is what it is. Now, also, Kelly Price. Kelly Price faced backlash after praying for Diddy. So Kelly Price had went under Diddy's comments because Diddy posted that apology video on his Instagram page, surprisingly. And this is what Kelly Price had to say. Kelly Price, I ain't going to read all of it, but basically she was like, it's my sincere prayer that power of the Holy Ghost overtake you, so that you not only have a change of heart, but a change of mind, blase skip going down and everything like that, right? So after the backlash, I read this, what she said. She said, for those who misconstrued, misinterpreted, or just chose to put words in my mouth, this is for clarity. If you choose to believe otherwise, that's your choice, but I won't let it, what's it? But I won't let anyone call me out for something I didn't do. I can't offer redemption, forgiveness, or grace because my name is Kelly, not Jesus. Therapy plus Jesus, that's doing the soul work. What happens legally is up to the people who have the authority. So, all Kelly Price did was doing the Christian thing, right? Praying for people who are going through something or who did something, right? Isn't that the Christian thing to do? You can't be mad at a Christian for being a Christian. You can't be mad at that because you're supposed to forgive, right? Because Jesus forgived us for our sins. So how can you be mad at Kelly Price for going and saying that, sharing that? She wasn't defending him, but on the surface level, Diddy's coming out and say, hey, you know, I apologize for the stuff that I did, blase skip. I'm not asking for forgiveness, but I'm apologizing. How are you going to be mad at Kelly Price for commenting and giving her sentiments and saying, hey, I'm praying for you and I hope that you get past this? Because this is somebody that she knows, who she worked with. Did you know Kelly Price was on the song More Money, More Problems in the background singing or singing on the hook? That's her. That's Kelly Price. She wasn't in the video, but yeah, that's Kelly Price. And it didn't say featuring Kelly Price, which I didn't understand that. But yeah, that's Kelly Price. And I know Kelly Price. I've worked with Kelly Price before. She's a sweet lady, real good person to be around, supportive and everything like that. So I know she didn't mean anything ill behind that. So all the people who are getting at her for all that other stuff, man, sit down. Sit down. It shouldn't be no issue with that, man. So yeah. Not gonna keep y'all on here too long, man. I just wanted to get out here and just say that it's disappointing to see the downfall of Diddy. Like I said, whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen. Lord knows what else is gonna happen to this man. But I mean, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But like I said before, man, I don't think this is about justice for Cassie. I think this is really just about tarnishing his image because who he ended up suing. I think Diddy is having his Negro wake-up call. That's what's happening right now. Diddy is having his nigga wake-up call, and it's coming back hard. And I say this all the time, man. In the words of Paul Mooney, you know, this nigga wake-up call, you could think that you are bigger than what you are, but these white folks, they will show you in a heartbeat. These powers that be, oh, they ain't gonna let you get away squeaky clean at all if you do something to them. For sure. They don't like taking L's and they don't play, man. They do not play. That's why if you go at them, you got to have your grounds covered. Period. You better make sure that you own your stuff because anything that you've done, they got a track record of it and they can pull it out and mess up your image because you use them. You didn't use the grassroots. You use mainstream. If you use their resources and they're paying you with their money, you know, then you don't have no ground to stand on when it's time to get right. You don't have no ground to stand on, you know. So it is what it is with this, man. But y'all let me know in the comments what you feel about this whole Diddy situation and why do you think all this is happening. I've shared my comments and everything like that. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/RedsView. Follow me on all social media platforms at JAYR3D. And I will see you on the next episode. Peace.